Today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little reindeer shaker card. It's got some confetti in there. This was made using the Foxy Friends stamp set from Stampin' Up! Some really cute characters on there and a lot of different things you can make with it. It's only $27, and that's the product code. There is also a coordinating punch, so you can stamp and punch out the cute little animals, and that's $18. We're not using the punch for this video, but I wanted you to be aware that it does exist. And you can also buy and bundle them together and save, and those are all the assorted product codes. So let's get started on this cute card. So to make this guy, we're going to start off with a card base in the Cherry Cobbler. It's ready to go. And then for the background, we're going to cut a piece out of the This Christmas Designer Series paper, and this is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I cut out the circle using the layering circle framelits from Stampin' Up! I used this one if you want to be particular. And this was just run through the big shot with the sandwich for the framelits. That's the code for that. 16 dies for 30 bucks. It's a really good deal. So a lot of things you can do with those, but that's the one I did. So we went ahead and ran that through. So we've got our piece. The next thing you're going to need is a piece in Whisper White cardstock. And this is cut at 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. So it's a good solid square. And then the same size, you want a piece of window sheet. This is a clear acetate, comes in 12 by 12 sheets. Use that out. Okay. 12 by 12 sheets. 2 sheets for 5 bucks, so you can get a lot of little pieces out of that. So I don't know if it's hard to see, but this is cut the same size at 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, so it's the same size as the white. Alright, so let's start by stamping our cute little reindeer. Over. So because this is a photopolymer stamp set, I highly recommend using Stampin' Up's Pierce Mat. I always like to tuck it under my grid paper so it's out of the way but handy. So this just gives that photopolymer the extra cushion that it needs to get a firm grip. So we're going to start by stamping our reindeer in the Sahara Sand. And this is the one that's got the little dots. I don't know if you can see. There you go, little dots on his forehead. Just gonna tap him there. And we want to try to stamp him in the center of the white square as much as possible. It'll make lining things up easier. Okay, just peel it off. There we go. And then for the antlers and the feet and the eyes and nose, we're going to do the chocolate chip. Now these are stained a little bit. The photopolymer will stain a little bit over time. That's just the nature of the beast, but it still works perfectly fine. And they will not stain as bad if the first color you use is a lighter color, like a light pink or a soft yellow, but if the first color you use is black, then it's going to be rather dark, but you can still see it and work with it. Do his little face. So cute. I just love this set. I've made a lot of things with it. Okay, this is the little feet. Yet again, first thing I stamped it in was black, so it's a little stained. And you can put the feet down a little bit or up. It doesn't really matter. Go. So there's our cute little reindeer. Look out of the way. Okay. So next step, so we've got our reindeer good to go. We're going to take our background Designer Series paper and our window sheet, and we're going to flip it to the reverse side, the side we're not using. Just like that. Now I know it's reflective, so it may not show up as well, but we'll roll with it. So I'm going to take my snail and I'm going to run it all around the circle just to give it a good grip for that window sheet when I lay it down. Okay. going to lay it right on top. Give it a nice rub all around the edge. There we go. So now we've got our basic little window sheet. So it's going to be popping out like that. So to do the shaker part, Stampin' Up! Has these awesome foam strips. Now these work basically the same as the dimensionals, which we've used before in other videos, little foam squares. But these are strips, and they're perfect for things like shaker cards. I'm going to get one nice long one. Just peel it off. Okay. What we're going to do is just go around the edge of the circle. You don't want to get too close to the edge because you don't want to see it when you're looking from the other way. So just a little off the edge, and you're just going to kind of press, and because it's a thin piece, you can just kind of curve it a little bit as you go and press it down. You don't want to curve it too sharp, otherwise it won't sit flat. You want to be sure that it does sit flat. So you just kind of curve it along all the way around. If you mess up, you can always kind of peel it off gently because of that plastic. Just going to keep going. And this should be just enough to go all the way around. So it doesn't have to be a perfect circle, but you get the idea. Okay, so this makes the well for our confetti, because you need a place for the confetti to slide and move around. So now let's do our confetti. Now for this, I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Fringe scissors. Now you really could use some of the pre-made packs of confetti, or but I really love this because you get to use some paper scraps. Let me show you what I mean. Because everybody's got like random odd strips of paper in their paper stash. With the fringe scissors, I mean, you can turn just about any paper scrap into fun confetti. So you can see this is the fringe. See the fringe? So kind of a cool detail for a card. But we're going to just go ahead and do a little of this. And then we're going to turn it, and cutting it over your spot, so you don't have to pick it up, you're just going to cut the other direction. You turn it 90 degrees, and you get all these cute little perfect squares. Quick and easy. Look at that. Simple little confetti ready to go. If you do it right over, you don't have as much to pick up. Go. So you can do more or less. I'm going to do a teeny bit more. A little lower there. Okay. But it's just personal preference how much confetti. You do want to be sure, though, if you're filling confetti in a shaker card, not to do it higher than the line. And you also want to be really sure that you get that edge down, because the confetti sometimes will want to kind of slide under the edge and get stuck. So if it's pressed down really good, you're less likely to have that happen. So there we go, we got our nice confetti, good to go. Now remember what I said about trying to stamp them in the center? That's because when you flip and adhere them, it's kind of hard to see. So if it's in the center, it's easier to kind of eyeball. We'll line up, okay? So now we're going to take off. Move. Got a little confetti here and there. Okay. Now you're going to take off the top paper strip of this sticky strip and just kind of peel it all the way off, just like that, and throw that away. All right, and then we're going to take and be sure that your the head of your reindeer is facing up. Otherwise, your card design is going to be totally different. So, antlers facing towards the small side. We're just going to eyeball. Aim for the center. Now after you place it down, you want to be sure to go over that edge. Make sure it's got a good firm seal all the way around. Okay. I'm going to flip it over, and look, there's our little reindeer. Oh, he's got a regular snow flurry. I may have put a little much on that one. But you can see it's full of confetti in there. Alright, next thing we're going to do is the ribbon. So for this, I use some of the Real Red, this lovely stitched ribbon. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, so we're going to take it, and we're just going to wrap, move the fringe scissors out of the way, Okay. We're going to wrap it around just the base of the card. Now I don't have an exact measurement on it. It depends how long you want your little ends of your bow to be. But I always recommend if you go a little longer than what you think, then you'll have plenty. Okay, I'm just cut it with my paper snips. There we go. So we're just going to wrap it around and tie a little bow. Just like that. Now you can tape the back. But if you do a fairly firm bow, you should be okay and not have to tape it. Just do that. And if you're not good at bows, you can always do a knot. It'd work just as well. Watch that edge a little. Pull my sides. Another tight tug. There we go. This one's a little long. Okay. There's our basic bow. Very good. We'll go ahead and take our card base and fold it up. And now we're going to attach our little reindeer. These really, there we go, to our card. So for this, I like to do dimensionals. You can just do glue just on this part and adhere it if you want, but I just like doing a little dimensional on each corner. It works well. Just like that. And then because this is so close to that edge, I'm just going to kind of trim it. And that way I'll have room for a dimensional right there. There we go. We're just going to peel off the paper back. That way. There we go. And we're going to flip and stick it. And just kind of line it up so you've got that cherry cobbler edge all around. And there you have it. A cute little reindeer shaker card, which anybody would be delighted to get. If you want to do another piece of white on the inside, I recommend doing it the same size as the background paper. That's 5 1/4 by 4. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye.